Hello and welcome to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. My view of humanity is a whole new tea, and just know this is part two. Thank you for hanging on, and also know that at the end of it, I kind of take it to a writer's perspective because a lot of people, I don't know, it's just a lot of people, especially that don't really dive into the writing, reading perspective, don't realize that sometimes writers go based off of things that they see on the news in the newspaper or real life situations, even from a fantasy point of view. Because I write a lot of urban fantasy and I have, let's see, superheroes, ghosts, grim reapers, aliens, and everything like that. But I have a lot of current events within those tales, a lot of things that I have witnessed and seen. And also, like when it comes to the bigotry, which, okay, yeah, that screenshot or that link, yeah, if you guys want to watch that ahead of time, I will be talking about that because, yeah, I guess this channel might be getting really bored, so they decided to kind of put a wicked spin on a racism themed video when they could have just done an actual racism. And the way they did it was so awful, terrible, and despicable, in my opinion. I repeat, in my opinion, especially being an African American woman, and especially with this movie, it's like some people, since the main character of Wicked is green, a lot of people don't understand the depth. They don't understand the racism that she feels is how a lot of people of color feel, especially African Americans. And it's like how we feel like outsiders and things like that, which I saw both the play and the film. So, and within 12 months, I'm going to talk about both, like all the play, the movie, and the ignorance and ableism at the play, especially because it's really sad when people say we don't want diversity and inclusion taught in our classroom, but then after they see a play with disability representation, they see me, a person with a disability, and the parents, I repeat, the ignorant, no good, bigoted, ableist parents are the one pointing at me to the children. And as when I say pointing, I mean gawking and pointing. If you look, hey, I'm human and we're a public, you can look. But when you're staring and pointing, and felt like, and some people like maybe they weren't looking at you. No, they were felt like their eyes were following me to the point where I stopped with one of the late, because this happened 2 or 3 times walking out. But I'll tell the whole story later. But with one of the women, I stopped and I kind of even leaned my neck to the point where I was staring her right in the eye, and she kind of jumped. And I was just like, excuse me, do you mind? I'm human. And if your parents ever taught you some manners, staring is rude. Staring is rude. I think they just needed a reminder, but I don't really think she cared because they did continue staring. But and then also, I was like, I'm gonna get to the part two in a second. But when the actual actress that is playing Nessa Rose is getting harassed and some of the worst ableistic things are said to her. And I understand because even when I was at Disney, it's like there were like staff and customers coming up to me. Some people even saying that I needed to tell them what I was diagnosed with because they were just like, there's nothing wrong with you. You're too pretty. You're too beautiful. Oh, you just need to pray it away. Or there was one guy on a date with a woman. He just thought he was so macho. We were in the waiting line for Avatar 2, And yeah, he was just like, oh, why don't you let me have a spin on it? It's like, I bet you get to have fun all day with it. And he said something else, basically saying, like, judging me or saying that I didn't have anything or there was nothing wrong with me. Okay, need, like, if you guys need papers for someone to prove they have a disability, you're despicable and you're a bigot. If that hurt, I'm talking about you because I don't care. But you have no idea. You have no idea who does and who doesn't actually have a disability. That's one reason I have the disability flag at the end with my books at the end of every episode. It symbolizes that I know and understand that there are people of all different types of disabilities in different realms, and especially the white part of the flag is for those who have invisible or non visible disabilities, ones where they can get through life and people won't really see them or well, they'll see them but not see the disability. Anyway, yeah, this one, that channel or whatever, or like, and it'll all be in my opinion. If some of you guys follow and watch this creator, do you, boo? Enjoy it. But I was like, especially with someone who goes through sexism, racism, and ableism, and especially with some of the things I'm trying to create right now, everyone's telling me I cannot do it because, especially the racism and ableism, is disgusting and rude. And when I am in public, people stare. And sometimes, like, well, I'll get into it. Yeah, I know, I'm sorry. It's a long intro, but seeing that and watching that video just, it kind of disgusts me because I'm just like, we have so many people around the world of different nationalities, but you were so desperate to put a wicked spin to it when maybe you could have done an animal awareness like thing with what, because with Wicked, like saving the animals, saving the pets or whatever. I don't know. I don't know. That's just another, like, that's just a thought from me. But doing the whole race thing when you have tons of people already fighting racism every day, and then you have people like the idiots, in my opinion, the idiots of the Moms of Liberty, who are literally putting Native American real life stories, that, like, the children's stories, they want to put them in the fiction section so that the palm colored kids aren't mad and upset, and so that they don't know that it comes from real life stories. Despicable, disgusting. But okay, I'm sorry, I'm done, I promise. Enjoy, like, comment, and subscribe. But if I already scared you away, enjoy whatever channel that you get to find. We can have something happen that MAGA will absolutely hate. Put in the comments. Put in the comments. Because, I mean, even like, oh my gosh, if RuPaul can do something, oh my gosh. And I want to do more. Like, I mean, I want ideas outside of the drag community too. But I think, especially since MAGA has been dragging them and hurting, like, trying to literally hurt them and, like, make them feel like they are not human or worthy and stuff like that. To me, I'm just like, you know what? Girls, do your thing. It's like sashay away, do your, like, because a lot of people, like, especially on dating apps, I've shown you guys some of the screenshots of men telling me, I'm glad you don't have kids. I'm glad you're single because you're with the drag community. Oh, you must be a man because you don't act right, or you're not well behaved. And just so many awful, horrific things because I'm a Democrat and a liberal, a progressive, because I'm not going to follow in with the MAGA community. And a lot of you already know what my opinion is of the MAGA Republican 45 loving community. It's not good. And so they want to try to accuse me of being trans just because I'm not going to be submissive and be a good girl and oh, quit grad school. Like, yeah, because like they wanted me to quit grad school. They wanted me to quit my like the promotional modeling. Because, and it's like, I mean, he might not, he's probably not Republican and everything like that, but it's just a lot of men have wanted to make me quit almost anything and everything of my passion. But then when I do get something or accomplish things, kind of like with the whole, that's one reason I'm comparing it to MAGA, because with MAGA, whenever it's a black woman who is trying to be, who's being the leader, trying to be the leader, or trying to make positive change and things like that, they say that we're not smart, we're not good enough, we're not capable. Because even look at what's happening with RFK Jr. with his whole health stuff. Now you guys want to promote it. Now you guys are all, oh yeah, he's for like he's so good. He has so many great ideas. Um, what was Mrs. Obama trying to do years ago? And what was she trying to do, especially still after Republicans kept voting down parts of her like parts of her ideas and parts of what she was trying to promote and do? And then with the school lunches, she did what she was capable of doing because, again, some of her ideas kept getting voted down. The funds and financial things in order to make like her ideas like be more palatable or whatever, they kept getting voted down. And people kept putting her down. And some people were even acting like they were insulted because she mentioned the obesity crisis and she mentioned how we need cleaner food and how we need to have more of a balanced diet and how we need to go out and exercise. Does do any of you guys remember that? Do any of you guys remember that? But then, like, I have screenshots somewhere in my phone because somehow someone brought it up months ago on Facebook, and next thing I know, so many of them were calling Mrs. Obama so stupid. She's a trans. She's a this. She's that. She's pathetic, and also getting some death threats. Yeah, it's like people want to keep like it's crazy how often black women are always like the subject or topic of the joke or always put down. But then whenever you guys need us, you want us to jump when you say jump. Whenever you demand something on the spot, you're like, oh, black women will handle it, black women will do it. But then if we have a difference of opinion, oh, you're stupid, oh, you're this, oh, you're that. Or if we want to be a leader in an area or if we want to promote change, no, you're not for that. I mean, that's just the pattern that I keep seeing because, I mean, with Mrs. Obama and then with Kamala, it's like Vice President Kamala and everything like that. Oh, the way that especially like during 45s, like rallies and stuff, people kept saying like prostitute jokes. Oh, he's like, she needs to get back with her pimps after this. Oh, she doesn't really work at McDonald's and then after she lost, oh, well, we guess, we know where she's going back to after she lost and everything, and then having a McDonald's sign. So, did she work there or did she not? Do you believe her or do you not? Do you know how resumes work or do you not? Because people keep showing how highly uneducated they are. One, with how they voted, and two, with how things are progressing. And then all of the sudden, what's a tariff? I didn't know that was a tariff. Oh, my nanny, she's an illegal immigrant, but you're not going to get rid of her because she's my nanny. And I don't want to change diapers. I don't want to take them to school. I don't want to do A, B, and C. Or you can't take away my illegal immigrants. They pick my fruit. If they don't pick my fruit, like other Americans aren't going to do it because I don't pay enough. They're not going to work the like exhausting hours. They're not going to like go through the crap that I'm going to put them through. No. They're going to want me to treat them like they're fully human, which is another like oh, once we can find the type of president who is a real leader, in my opinion, I hope when we get back to having people who like are with the picking of the fruit and crops and things like that, I want laws and stuff that will treat them more humanly. Because, like, oh, because another example, construction in Florida. Ooh wee. When that one got, like, I'm not even going to say his name, but yeah, that one guy from Florida, we all know who I'm talking about. He started trying to put some laws up. But it's funny because when he put those laws up, so many construction workers were MIA. So many construction workers were MIA. And the owners of these construction companies were like, I'm not going to finish on time. We're not going to finish at all. Like over half of my like builders are not here. My staff did not come. They refused to come. Oh, I wonder why. But this is America. This is the situation we're in. And that's one reason why, oh, one idea that I had with the historically black, like, college and university band that got invited. If you guys can ask either, I know Eminem had an amazing song. It's like, I think he performed it. I think he performed it during the um the stadium parking lot years ago, but he was trashing Trump. He was trashing Trump. And oh, that was popcorn, like popcorn and smoothie worthy. It was delicious. If they can perform that song, and even This Is America, yeah, those would be, especially like if they're the cheerleaders or in like the different, like the people in the band and stuff, like, because either it's going to be have to be the drums or like one of those heavy instruments that do the pop 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 noises, but then it's like, and then they do a lean. That would be great. So if they can do one of those songs, if they go to that, the inauguration, and I don't know, some of the songs would have to be more symbolic or symmetry, like, well, maybe similes in a way, but for some reason, I just thought about LL Cool J's Mama Said Knock You Out. I have no idea why. I have no idea why. But what song ideas do you have? What recommendations would you have that this HBCU band should play if they go? because especially in a novel, that would be great. That would be perfect because just imagine with the election and everything like that, and maybe the main character, maybe she's in the band, and at first you can feel the pain she's going through. After maybe she vote like since she's in college, she probably voted for the first time, so then she finds out who is president, and then later in the story you find out like her band like director and everything makes the announcement that they got invited, and so then she kind of feels like, are you kidding me? What? But then you find out, like, maybe at the end of the chapter, it can be like, but then she found out what songs they were going to play. Dot, dot, dot. And so that kind of leaves you in suspense, like, ooh, what songs are they going to play? What are they going to do? And so the next couple chapters, it doesn't say which songs, but it talks about the hard work and the dedication and her emotions and the feelings, and even how she's conflicted, but then she's empowered because, yes, she doesn't want to perform for this person, but her school is going to be sharing their voice and expressing themselves in a way that shows that they will not be defeated. They will continue fighting. They are strong as a people, and they know how this upcoming president is only inviting them to use them as a prop, as a, see, I like black people. See, I can tolerate black people. See, look, I have black people on TV. So I'm just kind of hoping that's the direction. I mean, and I don't know, it's like maybe the second or third last chapter in the book can be them performing, because like you kind of want that like rise and then kind of like the reflection of the rise action. So it's like once you find out what songs they played, and you can just like she like right before she's gonna get out there and perform, the sweat, the emotions, the stress, and like, I've worked too hard, I've got this, we got this. And maybe like her and her best friend who's in the band, they're like motivating each other, and maybe like on the trip there, her parents are calling her, and like maybe some of her family are for it, some of them are against it, and so then the conflict and everything that's going on within herself, because it's like she couldn't tell what songs, like maybe the director was like, don't let them know which songs we're playing, don't know, blah blah blah, whatever. So but then maybe after the performance, like with the after the dive in, all of a sudden you have family members texting like, dang girl, oh my gosh, you really, yeah, you guys did your thing, and I didn't know you were gonna play that song. I'm so glad you play, like, and then maybe even one of the family members is watching recordings of it, because you know we're not watching it live, we are not watching it at, no, I will watch it on one of um one of the YouTube channels, and like especially of um like the progressive political people. If they have it, I'll see it, but if they don't, I'm not going to see it, because I don't want any of these Republicans to, no, they're not getting my eyes, they're not getting my attention. So, but maybe one of her family members saw the video or the recording, or maybe even live, you never know, because maybe one of her family members is a mega supporter, an African American mega supporter, whatever. So it's like, so maybe they will even like, they might be upset, because I feel like it'll be funny. Like on the bus ride there, they're one of the family members who are proud of them. Oh, I'm so excited! I'm so happy. I was like, I hope maybe after this you'll see this more from my side, from my angle. And so then after the performance, you're like, I can't believe you played that song. That would be so juicy. That would be so amazing. Ooh, the petty will be so delicious. And so then another family member, especially like when her parents and stuff, they can be like, I'm so proud of you. You guys stood up for yourself. You guys voiced your opinion. This is such an amazing thing. Oh, it's like we saw an article like of how red his face was. He looked so upset and everything like that. Like that would just be so amazing right there. And I know that's probably not going to happen, but if I was going to write that, if I was going to write this into a novel or into a story, that's how I would do it. Yeah, that's how I would perform it. And maybe like the last chapter, the band is out to eat and talking and celebrating, and maybe yeah, I don't know. Like, if you guys know how I can end it with them out to eat or at the restaurant, let me know. Because I either have that idea or maybe dot, 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 3 months later or 6 months later. How would you progress the story? Because even if it was going to not be a standalone, if it was going to have a sequel, how would you get the person's attention for the sequel for the next part? But, anyways,